Hi everyone, today we will see debugging tips for transaction code ME51N, ME51N, which is for creating a purchase requisition, creating or changing purchase requisition. And before we start, let's understand the architecture of ME51N transaction. It is one of the T codes which has been made highly object-oriented driven by SAP, similar to ME21N. So whenever you enter any information on this screen and when you hit enter, a lot of events are called, and then certain code is followed, which is based on the event handlers which are written for that particular event. Before we proceed entering the data, let us see the screens which are behind that and the SAP standard function group which is related to that. So I just clicked on F1, and then we will go to the help over here. Let's not take this particular screen. Let me enter R1003 material number. Then plant is 3800, and the requisition I will put it as test. Quantity I will give it as 10, and let's hit enter. So this detail screen, item detail screen is there. Now what we will do is I will select this release date. Now if you see, the delivery date is entered by default, it comes over here as 11/5 2022, and the release date is 1st of May 2022. Now let's say if I change this delivery date to 11/6/2022 and hit enter, this release date gets recalculated. And let's say if I have to replicate this same logic in my Fiori app or UIFI app, that when I change this delivery date, this release date should also be changed accordingly on my UI. How will I proceed is the question, as far as the latest technology is also considered. So let us do one thing. Let us click on F1 for delivery date, and I clicked on the technical help, and let's go to the screen. If you see, the program is pointing to SAP LME which is the global function group for both purchase requisition as well as purchase order. So let's click on this display object list. It will give you an overview. Now if you see over here, it has screens which are common to purchase order as well as purchase requisition. And when it comes to purchase requisition, it becomes even tricky because the object handler code which is written in the local classes, if you see over here on the top, the classes over here, it does not have the object-oriented code which is relevant to purchase requisition in detail over here. If you see, I mean, there are a few local classes for requisition history, item, and all those things. And it goes into some other local classes, and you get lost while debugging because you don't know what is the sequence. So what you will do in that case? Now let us open another session, and let me go to SEAT, and there is another function group MEREQ, which is for object-oriented purchase requisition. Now, if you see over here, there are no screens related to purchase requisition. However, this function group holds most of the local classes which derive the business logic related to purchase requisition. So if you see over here, account container, then BOM, CD doc container, accounting, header, item, etc., etc. So the list is quite big. You can go through it. So there are some classes which have business logic for a particular field as well. So the field which we have selected is release date, and it has the name FRGDT. So if you see the local class which calculates the release date is mentioned over here, and the methods which are used to calculate the release date, etc., are defined over here, and the code which is there, which is being called over here in this case. So what we will do is I'll put a breakpoint over here. So the tip of the day is that whichever field is getting manipulated on your purchase requisition screen, you have to come and find that field's local class which is maintained in the function group MEREQ. Open that local class and find the relevant method which is performing that business logic. Put a breakpoint over here and then go to the previous screen and execute it again. So we were in this screen. I'll go back over here to the screen, and now let's change this delivery date to 5th of May. I'll put 20 May and hit enter. Now if you see, the ABAP debugger has started and it has come to this calculate release date. And if you see the call stack over here in the desktop too, so if you see, it started from MEGUI, and then certain methods were called handle event. As I told you, event handler methods are called, and then ultimately it goes to the the framework class for and then calls this program which is MEREQ function group main program, and ultimately it calls the method which is relevant. So update rules. So there are many rules which are defined, and according to the rule whichever is applicable, it will call the relevant method in the relevant local class and it gets executed. So I will just do F7, and if you see, now the new release date has been recalculated. So the release date is now changed to 10th of May 05, and so on. So on basis of your requirement, you can find the local class for that particular field or a particular requirement. Put a breakpoint over there and see what are the values which are being passed, and then you can use the similar logic in your Fury apps or UI5 apps, or might be some OData service or other things, or else even when you are calling a BAPI and you want to test how this thing works, you can put a breakpoint and see how it works in this group function group over here, which is MEREQ function group. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much.